9.6%. And it looks like we're about ready to get underway here at Burnham Field, Hanover, New Hampshire. Columbia will get the first touch off the kickoff circle and then played through, and immediately Dartmouth gets their first touch. And they'll play it back to this back line. This is a Dartmouth team that comes into today knowing exactly what they have to do to win. Every time they've scored first in a game this season, they've won 4-0 in those contests. All 4 wins have come when they've scored first. That's easier said than done against a Columbia team that's only allowed 2 goals in 3 Ivy games so far this season, and that's part of the reason they have such a decent Ivy record despite not really putting any goals through. Alino trying to jump for that one, unable to get to it, and Columbia will play it back towards midfield, but it will be intercepted away by Dartmouth. Garrett Sokas with the touch that time, and they're going to pass it up the sideline. Nice job getting through, but then played off. Good run, but kicked away. That was Louis Weisdorf trying to make a play through that time. The All-Ivy second-team member from last season picked up the game-winning goal against Yale in their last Ivy League matchup. Dartmouth is coming off a loss. They lost 3-0 to Vermont, but Vermont, a top 10 soccer team in the country this season, so always nice to see a New England team represented in the top 10 national rankings, and there was Vermont up there, and they showed it the last time they played, which was obviously against Dartmouth. As this one trying to play it through, but a great job there by Trevor G to get that one and play it away. And we're going to have a collision there, but no call, and they're just going to play it up the field. Looks like it might have been an advantage for Dartmouth was the rule, and as this one will be played off the foot of Eric Saklaman. Looking to throw it in, it's Jack Muyo. Has that right hand wrapped up with a cast. Obviously, unless he played goalkeeper, he doesn't really need that hand, but it might have played an effect on the throw-in. Obviously, he had the confidence to go for it anyway, so I guess it isn't hampering him too much. Alessandro Franciosa set to fire this throw-in in. And he's going to go right down the line towards that corner. Plays it between the legs, and then it's kicked out by Dartmouth. That was Christian Fed, and that's going to be another throw-in here for Columbia. Obviously still early in this one, each team trying to find their footing. As Columbia fakes the throw-in, that was Carmine Falco, the freshman defender. Fires this one over and in. It's going to be headed towards the middle and then played out off the foot of Alex Van Skalkwik, who was the Ivy League Player of the Week last week. As this one fired up, and we are going to get a whistle against Columbia, and he might be going for a card here. And it will be a yellow card against Columbia, and we're less than 3 minutes in. I believe that one was number 11, the sophomore forward, Ryan Kipnis. And if I'm not mistaken, that's his first yellow card of the season. Now, thankfully, it looked like taking the hit that time was Garrett Scott, the 5th-year defender. He got up. He's okay, so that's good. But a quick yellow card in this one. That'll go down as yellow card number 18 on the season for the Columbia Lions. As a moment there, Kipnis seems to have accepted it. So a quick yellow card. Now, playing from that forward position, it's hard to pick those up, so I'm not sure Columbia will be too worried about him picking up a second and then potentially having to play a man down. But that will be a factor to watch. So if number 11 is involved in any fouls, keep an eye because the second yellow ends his night. As this one played back towards the corner, Columbia able to get to it. It'll be played off of Alino and saved in that time by Dartmouth. They're going to play it up towards the sideline, trying to get it back towards the middle. It'll be sent in towards nobody. So that'll be the first touch of the game for Michael Collodi. Kipnis trying to play it forward to his teammate, and it'll be kicked out by Chris Todolo, which will be his first touch of the game. And this one played out. Good defensive effort that time by Trevor G. So Columbia will play it along its back line before firing another pass up the field. Now we're really in the vicinity. It'll be headed away by Sebastian Mannon. G has it, and he'll play it up the sideline. Alino gets the touch. It'll bounce off 2 Columbia players and out of play for a throw for Dartmouth. G set to throw this one in. Fired in. Alino gets the touch, and it'll be played out again. And Columbia trying to make up their mind. They're going to play it up the field, and it'll be collected away there by Saklabin. G trying to make a play that time, intercepted away. Columbia has it momentarily. Nice slide tackle to get it back to Dartmouth. G takes a tumble, and the ruling is going to be a throw in favor of Columbia. G still trying to get up. Took a shot there to his leg. It was ruled a clean play. Hopefully he's all right. G, the senior midfielder. Played in 11 games this season and been starting a lot of them as of late. So trying to chip it over, and he did, but to a Dartmouth player. Columbia has it momentarily. They'll fire it back to goal. Collodi fires it across. Neither team having a great look on goal so far. The only meaningful action was that yellow card against Kipnis down on the Dartmouth end. As this one will be played across. And once again intercepted in the middle. That one is Louis Weisdorf. And they'll play it all the way back to that Dartmouth back line. So Dartmouth maintaining possession right now, trying to find an opening. They'll go back to that far sideline and then back towards that back line. A little bit of a 3-man game here. They'll fire it across the middle and look to maybe reverse sides of the field. This one played into the middle and now towards the sideline. They're going to have an open cross here if they want it. Sent across and over the head of the intended target. That would have been Eric Saklabin in the middle, trying to jump up and get to that one, but fortunately a bit out of his 5'9" reach. Good opportunity, though, for Dartmouth. They found an open cross, sent it in. The line was perfect. If you could just drop the height a little bit, that would have had a shot. As Alino, still going, fires a shot that is saved. So the first shot on goal of the game will be credited to David Alino, but it is saved away by Michael Collodi. That'll be save number 37 on the season for Collodi. As Columbia takes it the other way, trying to play it through. They've really tried this a couple times today. As that ball is coming right towards us up here in the media box. And out of play for a Columbia throw. But Columbia tried that a couple times. If they're trying to fire those long, high passes over the back line of this Dartmouth defense and find their strikers. I guess they think they have a speed advantage that they might be able to take advantage of. And some of those, admittedly, have been scary passes. As this one headed out for a Dartmouth throw. It's going to be Trevor G to throw it in. As this one sent in high, played up into the air. Each team vying for possession. Alino trying to get to it, unable to do so, and it's back the other way. Muyo plays it up. Nice little 2-man game through. Gonna cross it in towards the middle. They might have this one. It's gonna be fired, and if it was off of the Dartmouth player, it'll be a corner. It was not. That's a goal kick. Dangerous play, definitely not a bad pass. It was Ryan Kipnis who sent that one over, but out of play. Good defensive effort that time from Sam Fenton, the freshman defender for the Big Green. So this one fired up past midfield. First touch was a Dartmouth player, but Columbia had it. They lost it. Play through. This is a great play for Dartmouth, but saved away at the last moment. It was Max Gonzalez, the senior defender, played that away. Now Dartmouth has it again, obviously not in quite as good a position as they nearly had, as this one played over the top and headed away and out of play for a corner kick. The first one of the game for either team. It was Carmine Falco getting his head on that one, playing it away. So it's going to be a corner. Dartmouth has not had the corner advantage so far this season. 64 opposing corners, only 46, now 47 for the Big Green, but Columbia not stellar in that category either. As this one played over the top and slapped away by Colodo, and Dartmouth will have to play it back to its back line. Sent back in and grabbed away. Colodo. Ooh, that was a missed throw. Oh my goodness. That looked like a spike. In football, you know, that would have been a stoppage of the clock and a chance to kick a field goal perhaps with time expiring. I'm not sure that was intentional. Definitely not intentional for the goalkeeper, who's having a terrific game so far. And that's going to be a miscommunication. It looked like that one was Alessandro Franciosa trying to drop that one off for Evan Kim, unable to make that connection happen as that one intercepted, trying to keep control of it, but stolen away. Ryan Kipnis trying to leave it off, but it's played away. Good effort to get back into the play, Garrett Scott, and they'll play it back. So far we've seen one shot on goal. It was by Dartmouth. I'm not sure if Columbia was credited with a shot on their attempt as it went well wide. But this is a feeling out process. We're just surpassed 10 minutes in this one, and each team trying to find their footing as we are going to get a whistle and a free kick here for Dartmouth just on the other side of midfield. Taking the hit that time was Sam Fenton. And picking up the ball and walking away with it was Joao Lima. Dartmouth will finally get it in. Trying to play it forward, played back out, so he'll get his pass back. That's Garrett Scott with it. Scott will play it all the way back to Fenton on the back line. Fenton trying to play it up the sideline. Sent in towards the middle. Alino making a run for it, but played out. Going to have to be careful trying Max Gonzalez. He's a guy that plays goalkeeper-like minutes. Out of the 990 possible minutes this season, Max Gonzalez has played 981 of them, and those are really unheard of numbers for a non-goalkeeper. Won't get much more experience on that back line. Makes another good play there. He has the captain armband in neon green as Dartmouth will pick it up and look to kick it out. It's Christodolo. And he'll roll it to the opposite side to Fenton. Good double team by Columbia. Doesn't result in the ball, though, as it'll be played up the sideline to Louis Weisdorf on that far sideline. Pretty aggressive setup here for Dartmouth. Scott and Fenton playing pretty far up. Usually you like to see, most teams will have two defenders as the backline defenders. In this case, the only one staying back there is Sebastian Mannon. As this one will be played up the sideline, Weisdorf plays it in towards the middle. Alino has it, trying to make something happen. He has the lone shot today, but he'll lose it and slide in, and coming away with it is Colodi. So far, though, so good for Dartmouth. They've had the better opportunity so far in this one. Obviously still early. This one will stay in play. Thought that one might have been out. And they will rule that it was out. So it will be a throw here for Dartmouth. That one must have curved back onto the field. From this side view, it's hard to tell. That's the ruling on the field, though. And Dartmouth will get the throw and have possession back.
I don't know why they just give the ball to that guy. It was coming right to him
This one popped up and headed away. And it'll go out of play pretty clearly off of Eric Sakleben, even though he was trying to persuade the official to point the other way. Once again, looking to throw it in is Jack Muyo. This one played out, and now Dartmouth gets it right back. Fenton taking advantage of that green space in front of him. He'll elect to play it back to the back line. Mannon will pass this one over. Garrett Scott. Kind of just out in the open, taking his time. He'll reverse field once again to Fenton. And we're going to get a whistle, and it'll be a throw in for Columbia. Hard to see on this side of the field, that far side of the field, that line. So we're going to go with the whistle if we can. I didn't quite see it, but that will be a throw for Columbia, although Dartmouth has it right back, and that's kind of been the story. Columbia struggling in the possession battle so far. They've had a couple decent looks, but no shots on goal yet for the Lions. As for Dartmouth, it seems pretty simple. Work it towards the outside and then try to get it in the middle to Alino. So Scott passes it forward, back to Scott. Saclaban will kick it across, and they'll work it down the sideline. Weisdorf, some space to work with. Fires it towards the middle. Alino gets the first touch, taken away by his teammate, and intercepted away by Columbia. And we're going to get a whistle and a free kick here for Columbia. That was Alex Van Skalkwyk who had that one, but perhaps a bit too much on that first touch, as it was in a position where the Lions could make a play on it. Skalkwyk has scored in his last 2 appearances. Those were against Hartford and Yale. He did not play against Vermont. But in those last 2 games that he's played, he scored each time. So Skalkwyk, Alino, 2 players to watch in that front line for Dartmouth. Seems like that the strategy offensively is to get them the ball early and let them create in the middle of that field just beyond the 18, as we are going to get a whistle and a throw in for Dartmouth. So it looks like the Dartmouth sideline is pretty active. A lot of players getting loose and warming up. We'll have to see if Dartmouth will make the first substitution on the game. So far, Columbia's bench is huddled up in that dugout. We'll keep an eye, though. If we see any substitutions at midfield, we'll let you know. As Trevor G plays it back. Scott trying to play it forward. Van Skalkwyk. And we're going to get no whistle. So it's going to be Columbia ball back the other way. Falling down that time, it was Christian Fed. Scott had the touch, and we're going to see what the ruling is. Scott was trying to play that back towards the Dartmouth side, and the high kick found the chest of Ryan Kipnis, who went down. So that will be a Columbia throw, but no card. I mean, not Columbia throw, Columbia free kick, no card. So Columbia will play it up towards the sideline, some space to work with. It's Will DeKnight. DeKnight trying to cross it in towards the middle, and no one was home. There was a couple Columbia players in the box, no one in that area of the field, as Scott will play it up and back towards the middle. Saclaban trying to reverse fields, but could not get it beyond Columbia. I think that one was Franciosa who came away with that one. Columbia now working it up the sideline. DeKnight had it, lost it, and we're going to get a free kick. And that's a great spot here for Columbia. So obviously the first 10, 15 so minutes was Dartmouth, but now Columbia putting the pressure on. It's going to be Will DeKnight. Had a pretty good cross in his last opportunity. No one was home, but now he's going to have more players at his disposal to work with. Although it looks like DeKnight's going to step away. I can't quite see who's doing the free kick right now. I think it's number 11, Ryan Kipnis, if my eyes don't deceive me. This one's sent in, up in the air. And it's going to be Trevor G firing it well out of play. Playing up and getting the touch that time is Colodi. He'll play it back in, trying to make sure that Columbia can keep their offensive players in position. As this one goes out of play, and it's a Columbia corner. So it's going to be Ryan Kipnis set to send this one in. First corner kick of the game for Columbia. You saw Dartmouth have one earlier. Now Columbia gets a shot. Played in. And we're going to get a whistle and a free kick here for the Big Green. Might have been an offsides. This one's sent forward by Scott. Olino trying to make a play on it, but Colodi, once again, in position to collect that one away. And he'll take his time with this one. Doesn't seem to be in any rush. He has this near side of the field, and he'll elect to go this way. Franciosa plays it up, and it'll be knocked out of play by Trevor G for a throw. It looks like Jack Muyo once again. We'll throw this one in. So Gonzalez gets a touch now. Gonzalez plays it up the sideline. And they're going to have some space to work with. The slide tackle doesn't get the ball down the sideline, but too much on it. That will be a corner, though. So was able to play it over the slide tackle. Looks like it might have hit that slide tackle, so it will be a Columbia corner. So Columbia will organize their offense. The last corner kick, not a bad one on that far side of the goal. It's Kipnis once again to kick us off here from the corner. He'll play this one in on the ground. Kipnis gets it back. And he'll play it off of a Dartmouth defender. I believe that one was Sam Fenton. No, that was Trevor G on the defense that time, number 25. So Kipnis will get another corner. This one played in again. Tapped off the glove of Quistudulo. And then finally, Dartmouth will fire this one well down the field where Colodi will get the first touch. Colodi playing very aggressive, almost near midfield. Olino trying to put on the pressure. Colodi will remain well out of the 18 and his own net. Columbia going very aggressive here, and for a team that's only scored 7 goals this season, that might be the difference maker, and then finally putting some points on the board and having a multi-goal game. This one we played over everybody and collected away and fired down the sideline by Weisdorf. Van Skalkwyk will earn a throw-in for the Big Green. So Scott will drop it off. Trevor G will do the throw-in. Played in. Back to G. G makes one miss and plays it up forward. This would be a good time for Dartmouth to reverse field. That's exactly what Eric Saklabon was thinking, and they'll push it up the sideline to Weisdorf. Back to Fenton. And they'll go to that back line once again. It's Mannon, passes it across. So the active Dartmouth sideline has produced no subs at the moment. We're going to stick with the 11 they have on the field. As Trevor G trying to find a spot where he can cross it in. He'll play it off a Columbia player, and then that Columbia player will play it off of G. That was Jack Muyo with a good defensive effort to earn a throw for Columbia. So Franciosa throws this one in off the head of Muyo, and there's a tangle of players. It looked like that was Evan Kim tangled up with Garrett Sokas, and that will result in a free kick here for the Lions. Colodi, I think he wants to kick this one up. He'll be waved off though, and the kick will come from Jack Muyo. Oh no, they'll switch again. It seems like Columbia likes this idea of having Cludi play up. And he'll fire this one in, a high kick that is going to get to that back line of that Dartmouth defense. It'll be played off, and it'll be a throw. Franciosa fires this one in, gets it, trying to get it back. And Dartmouth will get it in reverse field. So a nice push here. Weisdorf, past midfield, trying to play it forward to Skalquick, who falls down, no whistle, so it'll remain in Columbia possession. Played forward. Trying to keep it in, able to do so, working with that sideline and running out of space. It was Joao Lima alongside Ryan Kipnis trying to make that two-man game work. Didn't work out that time, though. As this one intercepted away, and Columbia has a chance on the counterattack. They don't have numbers, but it's an even number situation. As this one will be played out, so Columbia gets a throw and quickly reverses field. That's the second time today we've seen Carmine Falco, that freshman from New York, get a steal and turn that steal into a Columbia chance at the other end. He's done a great job at that so far. Got to be safe with your passes around him because his speed is killer. So Falco will get the throw in. Eventually, he'll throw it in. He'll play this one down towards the sideline where Kipnis gets the first touch and then loses it. Weisdorf trying to get it back. Kipnis falls down, and that's going to be a free kick, and another free kick from that area of the field on the far side, just inside the 18. And last time in this situation, they got a decent look. They weren't able to get a shot on goal. Still looking for that first shot on goal. But it doesn't get placed much better than this. So Kipnis, who drew the foul, will do the honors of sending this one in. He's done all the corner kicks and free kicks from this part of the field. Kipnis fires it in. Headed off two Columbia players and played out. So Dartmouth survives another scare, as this one will be sent back in. Trevor G making a nice play to elevate and tap that one away. Played back in towards the box, headed away again. And there's a loose ball. It's bouncing around like a pinball. We'll see who'll come away with it. It's Columbia. And Franciosa has some open field. He'll play it down towards the sideline, looking to set up the cross once again. It's Lima. And oh no, that might be another. No, that'll be a goal kick. So some contact. We saw Columbia player fall to the field, but it will be a goal kick for Dartmouth. So still looking at this so far, we've had a couple different free kicks, a couple whistles blown. So far only one yellow card. That one was against Ryan Kipnis of Columbia early in this one. Each team still trying to find that foothold. We saw one shot from David Alino, did not seem to trouble Collodi at all. And other than that chance, we haven't really seen any team get any good looks at the net. Columbia's had a couple crosses from great locations, just haven't really been able to do anything with them so far. And a miscommunication that time results in a free ball for Dartmouth. So Trevor G on the near side, ready to throw this one in. He'll play it up the sideline, headed away. And Franciosa trying to play it in and stolen away by Garrett Scott. Trying to get it up to Alino. He has the touch, trying to make some magic happen, loses it. But another errant miscommunication and a pass that doesn't find anybody results in Dartmouth getting the ball. Weisdorf has it, plays it back towards the middle. If you look on that far sideline, it looks like Dartmouth will be making the first substitution of this one. We'll let you know who that is when the sub comes in. So they're going to work it back to the back line. Dartmouth will play it all the way back to goal. Chris Todulo up the sideline to Scott. Scott, the fifth-year player from Dallas, Texas. We've seen him with the ball a lot today. He'll play it back. Saklaban works it up the sideline. Weisdorf trying to play it up. It'll be deflected out for a throw, and we'll get the sub in. So it looks like it's going to be Alex Van Skalquick subbing out. Checking in, it's going to be number 23, George Alters. George Alters, the senior forward from Saddle River, New Jersey, will get a chance here. His only shot on goal this season, a goal. Obviously, he'd love to get another one, and he'll have the opportunity joining Alino on that front line, as this one will be played around. Alino trying to win it back, still fighting. We'll see the first touch of the game for Alters, who loses it. Thomas G wins it back, sends it in, and headed away. Trevor G had it, lost it, play back in towards the middle. Dangerous ball, G has it.
Yeah, get it.
And it's gonna be played away by Columbia. So a good chance for Dartmouth, does not result in any great looks at net.
I mean, they had.
And Columbia will play it back. So we are over halfway through this first half. Only one shot on goal from David Alino. Although each team has had their fair share of opportunities within the 18, as we're gonna get a whistle and a free kick here for Dartmouth. And it looked like it was Evan Kim picking up the, no, Carmine Falco picking up the whistle that time. So it'll be a free kick for Dartmouth. Now, you could attempt to send it into the box from here, but I feel like they'd be better off playing it short. We'll see what Dartmouth does. I'm not a smart man, so obviously if head coach Bo Oshani thinks different, he's the one I'm going to defer to. As this one awkwardly up in the air, Columbia gets the touch, played back towards the other side of the field, but Dartmouth has it back. Weisdorf. Trevor G. Trying to play it in, but Columbia was there for it. We're going to get a whistle and a free kick. So Columbia gets the free kick as we get under 15 minutes remaining here in this first half. So once again, Colodi will play up from his net and send this free kick down the field for the Lions. Eventually he'll kick this one. Here we go. Colodi sends it down the field, a high spinning kick. First touch for Columbia. Nice job playing it towards the middle, and they'll play it out. Good first touch that time, though. That was Evan Kim able to keep it in their possession. There's a fight for it on the sideline. It's Fenton fighting. I can't quite see the number of that Columbia player. This one will be headed away by Garrett Scott. Dartmouth has possession. It'll hit the referee. And the referee is going to blow his whistle, and it'll be Dartmouth possession. That was an interesting one. It looked like Columbia would have had that one, but it tapped the referee and bounced behind the Columbia player that was running towards it. That was an interesting play. Yeah, I mean, obviously, in soccer, you've got one referee on the field as opposed to some other sports where there's multiple. Not too often you see them involved in the play. That time, though, it hit him. He elected to stop it and award possession to Dartmouth. Columbia, as you can see on that far sideline, 2 subs looking to check in. We'll get you those numbers when there's a stoppage that allows them to get into this one. Columbia patiently will look to reverse field here. Falco playing towards the middle. He'll fire it back. Colodi taking his time. Fires this one high and towards Falco once again. Falco will head this one, keep it in play. Columbia had the touch. Will they maintain possession? They'll go out of bounds, and the ruling is a Dartmouth throw. And that won't get the subs in. It's not going to be subs until it's a Columbia free kick, Columbia throw, or if there's another stoppage that doesn't have Dartmouth putting the ball back into play. So this one will be played all the way back. Colodi. Very patient man. Surveys his options and will play it down the sideline. Garrett Scott elevates and plays it forward. Scott will defer to his teammate. Mannon will play this one forward. Alino gets the touch. Trying to get it back through to Alino and kick and fired away. Good defensive effort that time. That was Matthew Leon, the junior defender, playing that one away. So Trevor G will get a throw. And he'll fire it in with the left foot. And a misread by Falco results in a free ball for Weisdorf, who will earn a corner here for Dartmouth. And once again, since it is Dartmouth playing this one back in, those Columbia substitutions will remain stationary on the sideline.
Yeah.
Weisdorf will do the honors of sending this one. Oh, no, not Weisdorf. Can't quite see the number, as this one will be played in. First touch by a Dartmouth player, deflected away by a jumping Collodi, and it's going to be a goal. The flag remains down. This one will count, and Dartmouth takes the lead. And dare I remind you, knock on wood, Dartmouth is undefeated this season when they score first. Garrett Scott, the fifth-year player, picking up that one, his second goal of the season. Taking a look at the replay, this one played back in, across, and Scott perfectly positioned to make a play on it. Looks like the assist will be credited to Garrett Sokas. So Sokas assists Scott, and Dartmouth is up. So now those subs will check in. Ryan Yane will check in for Ryan Kipnis. That's one I heard. And
yeah, it was definitely hard to tell who made that shot from here.
And then it looks like, well, we got some substitutions. We'll figure it out. I'll probably say their names organically as the play continues, but a big goal for Dartmouth, and they take the lead. And it sounds like they're crediting the goal to Socklebun, which is interesting. Garrett Scott was the one celebrating the goal the most. This one played off of a Columbia player. I tried to judge it off of the player that was celebrating, and Socklebun will get the credit for the goal, at least for now. This one will be played up. Fenton up the sideline, trying to work it towards Alino. Alino plays it forward. Another Columbia sub will look to check in. It won't happen now as Dartmouth gets another throw. Apologies for that one. I saw Garrett Scott streaking down the field celebrating. Obviously the goal goes to Eric Socklebun, senior, picking up his first goal of the season off the assist from Garrett Sokas. Playing up the sideline with it. Dartmouth playing with a purpose now. They pick up the goal and the aggression has not dropped off. Columbia trying to make something happen, and like I said, this is a team coming into today. No multi-goal games on the season. They'll need one today if they want to pick up their first win, as this one will be played off of Yane for a throw. Going to go to Trevor G. Scott passes it over to G. This one kicked back towards the middle. Alino plays it between the legs of the defender, but it won't trouble Columbia. Yang gets another touch. He'll work it up the sideline, working against Alino. Alino forces some pressure, and Scott's slide kick will get Dartmouth back possession. So a nice slide tackle by Garrett Scott. Trevor G. Back to Scott. So more subs looking to check in here. as we enter the last 7.5 minutes of this first half. Alino working towards the sideline, and he'll lose it. Good defensive effort that time by Matthew Leong. As this one played back up to Scott. Scott works it down the sideline. Oscar Magnuson, who freshly checked into the game, will get his first touch. Each of these teams diving into their benches a little bit here late in this first half. So it's going to be a little work there as this one played out. Fenton will get the throw. And we'll get some subs. So it looks like Alino will take a seat. Replacing him is going to be James Wilson, the freshman from Toronto, Ontario, Canada. And there's also 2 subs in for Columbia as well. You see on that front line, it looks like Brandon Newman, freshman midfielder, will be in, as is Nick Jandelit, the senior forward. Trevor G has some space to work with. G works it up the sideline, fires a cross in. That does not trouble Collodi. Collodi plays this one out. And a nice first touch by Columbia, playing it up, through ball. Fire, chipped the goalie, but missed the net. Oh my goodness. That was a golden opportunity for the Lions to draw this one back even in the reigning moments of the first half, but could not find the back of the net. Jandelit, I believe, was the one that had that opportunity, but it's just a bit wide. So Dartmouth will take their time now. Obviously, when you become the first team to score that goal, you kind of have a 12th teammate, and that's the clock. This one played up past midfield. First touch by Dartmouth, but Columbia will play it back the other way. Scott trying to get it over to G. G gets the touch. G, some fancy footwork, and he'll earn a throw for Dartmouth. G plays it forward. Play it back out. And sent back the other way. And Columbia gets a steal. This is a good chance for the counterattack if they can make something happen. Won't happen with passes like that, though, as that one goes behind Jandelit, and that'll be a throw for Dartmouth. So Louis Weisdorf will get the throw. Played up. Columbia. Going to be played away by Fenton, but not really any teammates in the vicinity to make a play on that one. As that one will be touched by Magnuson. Unable to come away with it, though. Fenton just elects to fire it towards his teammates on the bench, who dodged that one. And it'll be a throw for Columbia. So now a Dartmouth throw. 3 minutes left to play here in this first half. Well, 3:25. Putting some pressure is James Wilson. He'll go all the way back to that back line of Columbia and then be played forward by Leong. Sent across. Fenton, once again. He's been active in the last few minutes. Fenton plays it forward. Magnuson gets a touch, trying to play it forward to Wilson. Wilson might have a step. Going to be played away off the slide tackle, and that'll be a throw for Dartmouth as Wilson leaves it off for Weisdorf. So Weisdorf will throw it in. Maintaining possession, working it back towards the middle. Saklabong finds Scott. Scott That might have been a shot attempt. It was blocked, though, so we'll never get to see if it would have been close. Sent over, Trevor G. Flag remains down. He's on sides. He'll send this one in. Header by Wilson is wide. And Collodi able to keep it in play, but that was a nice looking cross, and Wilson was able to get his head on it. Another good opportunity. Sent across. Columbia looks to play it up. As we'll get a whistle. Flag is up. Offsides. Christodoulou, rather, will fire this one. Now, obviously, a minute and 15 seconds is plenty of time. Wilson will put the pressure on, but it will be cleanly grabbed away by Collodi, who fires a jumping kick far down the field, trying to set up a counterattack opportunity. Won't work, though. Fenton read that like a book. Magnuson back to Fenton, who plays this one forward. Wilson still going for it. Perhaps a fruitless pursuit, as that one definitely had too much on it. As we reach 40 seconds, under a minute to play. So it was Saclaban who put Dartmouth up. And we have 30 seconds to see if that'll be the score that we'll have going into that first half break. As this one played over the top and out of play for a Columbia throw. They're going to try to play with some pace here. Falco fires this one in, 20 seconds. First touch by Dartmouth, played away by Mannon. Ten seconds. Countdown has begun by the PA announcer here in Dartmouth. Will Columbia get a shot off? Doesn't look like they will, and that'll do it for half number one. So the lone goal, it was a Garrett Sokas pass to Eric Saclaban, and that results in the lone goal in this one so far. Dartmouth looking to pick up their second Ivy win. Columbia looking to remain undefeated by drawing this one back. So Magnuson, Oscar Magnuson, still in as well for Dartmouth. So a mix of players that subbed on to end the first half, a mix of players that subbed off coming back in. Now Columbia had the first touch. Now Dartmouth gets to do the same. They'll play it back. And they're going to work it up the sideline. Headed forward by Weisdorf and then kicked back to goal. So Collodi gets a quick first touch here and second touch in half number two. Collodi and Chris Tadulo, they really haven't played with much urgency. The two goalies have been very patient. When they get the ball, they survey their options and take their time. So similar in that way. This one headed forward, and Dartmouth will play it up. Alters gets the touch, and he'll try to play it back towards Trevor G. So it took a while in that first half for the first shot on goal. That one was David Alino getting it popped. I think it was about 15 minutes into that first half before that goal, about midway through, gave us the score we have now. So this is the first half started off slow. We'll see if the second half does too, as each team tries to find their footing. Alino has some speed. He's going to get to it and get taken out. And I think the ruling is going to be a throw-in. That was a hard tackle, but he did look like he might have gotten the ball, which would have resulted in the no whistle, as this one played forward by Fenton. Columbia has it. Magnuson trying to put some pressure on. Alino will come away with it. Weisdorf working against two Columbia players, unable to get to it, but Fenton will get the touch for Dartmouth. He'll kick it away. Dartmouth trying to figure out a way to break this defense. Weisdorf, nice pass from Alino. He's trying to get it back, but that pass was behind him. So Columbia Trying to play it through, deflected by Garrett Sokas. Before Columbia gets it again, and they'll reset. Columbia team isn't afraid to work it along their back line and wait for plays to develop. Gonzalez, pressured by Alino. Trying to spin up field was at that time was Falco. He'll lose it. So nice little pass, got the crowd oohing and on, but it's gonna be Columbia's ball after a spin-in. Eric Saklaban couldn't come up with it.
Yeah, it was pointed at Columbia.
Fenton trying to head that one away, and he'll eventually come up with it. It was 24 versus number 24, 24 in blue being Ryan Wallace. This one played over the top. Columbia had the first touch. They'll come away with it. Working it up the sideline, getting tangled, but getting it forward eventually. It's Wallace up the sideline with it. Looking to play it in. And, oh my goodness, that was a scary one. Headed, saved. Columbia has an opportunity, but no one's there for that pass. And Fenton has it. Oh my goodness, that was, it looked like that was supposed to be a pass as this one fired up in the air off the foot of Scott. Fenton tries to clear it. It'll get beyond the 18, but Wallace has it. Wallace trying to play it forward. Fenton gets the touch, and now we can take a breather. Oh my goodness, that one was sent in. Chris Tadulo got the first touch, and it troubled him. He deflected it forward and then was able to get back up and block that header attempt. But that was the best chance of the game so far for Columbia. A scary play if you're a Dartmouth fan. So Chris Todolo will kick us back underway. Played up towards midfield. And Magnuson will play it up. G trying to play it forward for Alino, but he's just wasn't behind the defense that time, as that'll be a Dartmouth throw from a pretty good position. That was a crazy sequence, though. I don't know. That one was sent in. I think it was Wallace who sent it in, and I don't know if that'll go down as a shot on goal, but it had a chance. So Columbia perhaps playing with some new life here, and they have a step. Nice run by Nick Jandelit. He'll work back towards the middle, passes it. Can they get a shot on goal here? Scott had a touch back, and it's wide. So Jandelit got it back, trying to fire home a shot. It went wide. That'll be a goal kick. So I think we're going to get a replay, potentially, of that sequence earlier. This one was sent forward by Wallace. Christ Todolo lost it and then was able to make a save off that header before that pass, which was dangerous, but no one was there for Columbia. So somehow, some way, that stayed out of the net, and it will remain a 1-0 game. And now Dartmouth a chance to attack. Alino has it, not a great angle, so he'll have to try to work it to a teammate or cross it in. He's going to get double teamed, working against two line defenders, and he'll be able to earn a throw here for Dartmouth. Fired in by Weisdorf. Alters the first touch. It'll be tapped out, and that'll be a corner kick for the Big Green. So some excitement, some drama here, and we're just barely by that 5-minute mark in half number 2. Dartmouth, though, would love to be able to have that insurance goal in their back pocket. Like I said, Columbia has yet to have a multi-goal game this season, and that would put a lot of pressure on them. First touch is by Columbia. Alino has it, trying to play it back in. And we're going to get a whistle, and it looks like it was an offside. So it's going to be a free kick here for the Lions. Played up the sideline and headed forward. fight for the ball is going to result in a whistle. Scott perhaps a bit too physical that time. And that'll be a free kick for Columbia. Good job by Ryan Kipnis, who was able to earn that one for the Lions. Oh no, credit that one actually to David Wally, who earned that one. I thought the 6 was a 1. Good anticipation that time by Altiers, nearly had a steal. Fortunately for him though, it's going to be a run by Columbia. They're going to play it in towards the middle, headed away by Mannon. Wally able to play it back in towards Mannon, who will just fire it out and away. Alters gets tangled and loses it. Good defensive pressure that time by Columbia. Scott able to maintain possession, and he'll slow it down. Firing it up towards Alino, who gets his head on it, but plays it right to a Columbia defender. Alino will maintain the pressure as this one played back up the other way, and Wallace, he would have had a lot of space to work with, but the pass was a bit high, and that pass by Sam Fenton was a bit wide, so that'll be a throw-in for the Lions. Falco will run up to take this one, and he'll play it up the sideline aggressively. Wallace trying to get the first touch. Fenton able to elevate and play it out. That'll be another throw-in, though, for the Lions, and a little bit closer to the goal this time, too. Trying to work it down the sideline there. Able to get it there. It's going to go back to Falco, who's playing very far up. He'll try to cross this one in, and it just had way too much on it, and there was just no one home for Columbia on that far side. So it'll be a throw for Dartmouth. They survived that attempt by the Lions, who will look to keep the pressure up here as they have 4 defenders to match the 4 backline players for Dartmouth. Fired in by Scott. First touch by Columbia. Mannon has it, he'll play it back. Chris Todulo will play it up. And Columbia has it. They've had a good job getting possession in these key areas. This one played in, headed away by Mannon, read that perfectly. Alters will just play it down the field, and it'll go to that back line of Columbia. Leong will get the touch, and he'll look to make something happen. He'll play it forward. Muyo trying to get it there, but Chris Todulo will win the battle and the race and get the ball. The sophomore goalkeeper from South Africa. 3 shutouts on the season. Unless Dartmouth can put another one home, he'll need another one today to pick up the win. We're going to have a stoppage. Look like that's Garrett Sokas, who is still down. He'll get up gingerly, but he'll remain in the game. Or not. They are going to pull a sub in for him, I believe. He's trotting towards the sideline. We'll have to await the ruling. I know the referee on the far side is pointing towards that bench, and we are going to get a substitution here for Sokas, who picked up the assist on that goal earlier by Saklaban. So Sokas perhaps trying to convince the trainers that he can stay in. No player wants to come out in a game like this, so he will finally relent and go to the sideline. We'll get a substitution. Going to be number 10, Christian Fed. We saw him. He was a starter today. Started off on the sideline for half number 2. He'll get the nod early here due to Sokas having to step aside. So he'll get treated on the sideline as play now back underway. Christian Fed in for Sokas. First touch by Alters. He'll play it forward. Alino trying to find his teammate. It was Magnuson, but unable to connect on that pass. Scott will play it out, and that will be a throw for Dartmouth. So it was Scott, and I think that one was number 9, Nick Jandelit, who were on the play that time. But a whistle, and it'll actually be a free kick. So Scott will free kick this one away. Nice kick. Alters trying to play it towards the sideline. Didn't really have anyone there. And we've seen a couple of those today by both teams where they pass to where they think their teammate will be or will be shortly, and there's just no one in the vicinity. Those little miscommunications are costing both teams, as now we have we have another issue, and walking towards the sideline, that's George Alters, who just made that header on that ball. He's with the training staff, and if he has to sub out, that'll be another big play. And now we saw number 12, Alex Von Skalquick, in the game to start. If Alters has to leave to join Sokos by the sideline, that's probably who we'll see come back in, and it is. So Alex Von Skalquick will check back in, as Alters will have to sit on the sideline. So 2 quick injuries result in 2 quick substitutions for Dartmouth. And we're just past the 10-minute mark here in the second half. For those of you who don't know, in NCAA play, as opposed to the Premier League or professional soccer leagues, there's no extra time, which means the clock does stop for injuries like that. So the clock was stopped, so no time was taken off. This one will be played forward. Skalquick, who just checked in, fresh legs, trying to make a play on it, but it's going to be taken away. Muyo nutmegs Magnuson and will play it forward for Columbia, who will safely play it back. Falco. It won't go to Falco. It'll go to Wallace. Wallace trying to get it back towards Falco, but Fenton will come away with it. Magnuson has some space to work with. He'll pass it forward. Back to Magnuson. Give and go. He'll play it back to Fenton. Fenton working towards the sideline. Plays it forward. Saclabon had the touch. It'll go out of bounds, and that'll be a throw-in for Columbia. So Falco for the throw-in. Put some power behind this one, trying to play it forward for the Lions. Fight for the ball, and that's going to be a whistle, and I honestly can't really complain about that one. Manning had a fistful of Jandalit's jersey, and that'll be a free kick for Columbia, just shy of midfield. Fired forward by Gonzalez. Beautiful kick. They might have a chance here. Wallace is well wide. And he kind of puts the hands up. My bad, Wallace. There was some net there. It would have been an incredible shot from just outside the 18. It was well wide. So still that Saclabon goal in that first half, the lone differentiator between these two teams so far. Dartmouth trying to pick up that in-scoring goal. Alino. Oh no, he trips up and loses the ball. He had a step. Might have been an opportunity, a chance for the big green. Now Columbia has it working the other way. They'll look to reverse field. Sent deep. Muyo unable to come away with it. That'll be a throw for Dartmouth. Had some open grass in front of him. Pass was a bit high. As we're going to see another white jersey approach midfield, looking to sub in. It won't happen now. It might happen next time. This one played over the top by Trevor G. Headed across. Alino gets a touch on it. And G gets another one, but it's knocked away. That'll be another Dartmouth throw and a substitution. So taking a seat is David Alino, and checking in is number 17, James Wilson. So we saw Wilson at the end of that first half had a nice looking header that was either saved or went a bit wide. It was a great look though for Dartmouth, as we have a man down and a whistle for a free kick. I believe that one was Saclabon, who gets up and is able to walk that one off. When you see two players go down and have to leave the game, anytime you see a player down even for a moment, it becomes concerning. Saclabon, the goal scorer for today's game, he'll get up gingerly and he'll be ready to go. So it'll be a free kick from Dartmouth, perhaps even with the end of that circle, midfield circle. This one will be sent in by Weisdorf. They're going to have to play it back in towards the middle if they want a shot at this one. Headed forward, and it won't trouble Collodi. He'll fire this one well past midfield. A beautiful kick. Perhaps 3/4 of the field in that one, as Weisdorf will send it back the other way. And Wilson trying to make a play on it. Wilson had the ball. He'll go down. He'll kick it while down, trying to keep it alive. It's going to find the foot of Skalquick. Van Skalquick blocked. He'll get it back. It's deflected, and it'll go out of bounds for a Dartmouth throw. Great effort by Wilson and Van Skalquick. Wilson able to make a run and play on that one. And even while he was down on the ground, he still was able to get his foot on it. This shot attempt is high. Oh, my goodness. Saklaba not happy with one goal. He wanted two. That one a bit high. That would have been beautiful. This game remains 1-0, though. Columbia still trying to draw this one even. 30 minutes left to do so. Played forward. Headed away by Scott. He's going to find the foot of Brandon Newman trying to play it forward. Manning will get rid of it. Wilson gets the touch for Dartmouth. He'll try to play it up the sideline to Magnuson. Magnuson trying to play it forward for a sprint, and Wilson, who's going to be able to run onto this one. James Wilson, nice run. Plays it in, and it's wide and out of play for a goal kick. Weisdorf was sprinting onto that one. If that one had stayed in play, he would have been the first player to it, but it went out. It's going to be another goal kick. But we're starting to see each team getting some opportunities here. Wilson has really been a spark plug, the freshman from Toronto, Ontario, Canada. Still looking for that first career goal. He has 8 shots, 4 of them are on goal. None of them were able to reach the back of the net. Maybe that'll change today with the way he's been playing. We'll have to see. But for Columbia, any goal's a good goal. That's all they need. Fighting up the sideline, still going. Great run. Pushing forward. Can he get an opportunity to cross? There's going to be a whistle, and we'll have to see what the ruling is. If that was in the box, it's a penalty. This one has Dartmouth in disbelief. So it will be a corner kick. That's the rule. No penalty, no free kick. It's going to be a corner kick. Dartmouth not happy. They thought it should have been a goal kick. But that was all possible by the run of Nick Jandelit. And, you know, I was talking about James Wilson and how his hustle has been huge for Dartmouth. A lot of credit on the Columbia side for Nick Jandelit. He's been terrific today, too. So it's going to be played forward. And now it'll be sent in. And wide. And out. So don't elect to try to launch that corner kick in there. Play it short. Does not end up working out. That was Jack Muyo with that cross attempt that went wide. So it'll be a goal kick now for Dartmouth. So the result they were hoping for, they didn't get it immediately, but they got it. It's going to be a goal kick now, just a little delayed. Under 30 minutes to play. Dartmouth trying to hold on, and they've had some opportunities so far. Magnuson, Wilson, Vince Gallquick. Speaking of Vince Gallquick, trying to get that one, it's headed away. And a great effort, but that will be a free kick for the Lions. That one was Christian Fed on the violation. He was trying to elevate and get that one, but it looks like he inhibited the opponent. So that'll be a free kick, and they'll play this one slowly. Trying to make something happen. Magnuson had his foot on it for a moment. One back away, and falling down is Muyo, and we're going to get a whistle, and that'll be going the other way. So a free kick for Dartmouth. Or a throw-in, rather. Trevor G sends this one in. First touch for Columbia, but Magnuson comes away with it and some room to work with. Magnuson pushing forward. Great run. Gets by one defender, trying to play it forward towards goal. Kolodi able to come away with that one, but a good run by Magnuson. Magnuson, the freshman from Iceland. Nice little play there. He's also another player looking for that first career goal. G, some shifty footwork, and it'll be played forward by Garrett Scott. Wilson trying to run onto that one, but that one's out of play. And we've seen Trevor G all over the field today. He's been back defensively, and then he's made some great plays pushing up the field when he's had the opportunity, and he's been great in open space. Some great passes from him as well. This one will be worked towards the other side. Weisdorf playing this one in towards the middle. Wilson elevating for, actually that one was Vance Gallquick elevating forward, unable to come away with it. Some pressure from G forces this one out, but that'll be a throw in for Columbia. So other than that one opportunity, that one chance for Columbia, they haven't really had another good one so far here in the second half. And they're going to start to reach panic mode most likely. This one played forward, good run. Good read by Gonzalez, the team captain, with the captain armband. Trevor G. Able to play it up the sideline and cross it in to Max Gonzalez, who was one of the only jerseys in that area. Not a bad idea, just wasn't really anyone home. Saklabon trying to push through here, but it'll be stolen away, but only momentarily. Unable to keep it in play was number 10 for Columbia. Or 18 rather, that was Brandon Newman who had the interception but couldn't keep it in play as this one played forward. And Skullquick plays it back. Saklabon had it, lost it. We saw Saklabon, a beautiful shot from outside the 18 that if they had been a bit lower, might have been a goal, as we're going to get a whistle and a free kick here for Columbia, and they're going to play this one. Well, they're not going to play it quickly, but they're going to look to get up the field here as thinking better of it was Jack Muyo. He'll play it to that back line, and they'll slow it back down and let the offense get set up. Gonzalez plays it up. Wallace working against Fenton, unable to do anything with it. Fenton still going. Wallace able to get his foot on it and play it back. Gonzalez playing well up from that back line where we've seen him today. He'll have to play it over to the other side to Franciosa, who plays it up. Muyo trying to cross this one in. And it's going to remain in play. Wallace had the touch. Weisdorf able to win it away. Great effort. James Wilson sprinting onto this one, and he wins possession for Dartmouth. Great effort. Magnuson, too soft for Weisdorf. This one played out for a throw by Columbia. It's Carmine Falco with the play. Wallace trying to run onto this one. Once again, Wallace working against Weisdorf. He'll take a tumble. Weisdorf had all ball, though. And he'll play this one up. Van Skolquick had the right idea. If he had been able to work that to Wilson, there was so much green grass. Just a bit too high. So Falco to throw. We've seen him get a lot of distance on these. That one won't do the trick. So Magnuson able to play it over. Saklabon to G to Scott, who plays it forward. Van Skolquick aggressively working against that back line, unable to get by Matthew Leong. This one played forward. And it's going to be Saklabon with it, and he'll take a tumble. Surely that has to be a whistle. And it is. And that'll be a card too. A yellow. Second yellow of the game. Both against Columbia. That one against Alessandro Franciosa. So this is going to be another opportunity. We saw Ryan Kipnis get the other one for Columbia early in the first half. In fact, it was less than 3 minutes in. It was quick. Fenton will get the touch this time. He'll play this one forward. Off of Franciosa and played forward by the Lions. Magnuson pushing forward. They have some players with him if they want to make something happen. Weisdorf loses it. Falco, a great play. Falco pushing it back the other way, looking to counterattack. Has some players he can pass to if he elects to, but Falco's just going to keep going. He'll work it down to Wallace. Wallace, lots of green grass. He'll send this one in. There's a player there, a header, and it's wide. Oh, my goodness. That pass by Wallace could not have been better. It was right to his teammate, and the goal, the net was open. He just missed it wide. That one looked like Nick Jandelit. So this one played forward. After another dangerous play is Disaster averted once again for Dartmouth. Gonzalez plays it up. Columbia has it. Falco did a lot to create that possession, made a beautiful run. He'll play it back forward to Wallace. Wallace plays it towards the middle. They're going to try and work it. I don't know if that one was supposed to go back to Wallace or not. Doesn't really trouble anyone, and it was easily collected away by Costi Chris Todulo. As it looks like Dartmouth going to look to make another change. We saw David Alino check out in favor of James Wilson. He'll check back in now, and I believe it'll be for Oscar Magnuson. We'll see what happens, though. It's going to be a Dartmouth throw, which means the subs get in. 2 Columbia subs are also going to run up to that table late to sub in. So it's going to send off Ryan Yane will sub off, as will Brandon Newman, and they will be replaced by Will DeKnight alongside Evan Kim. And then lastly at the top, you'll see David Alino check back in, replacing Oscar Magnuson. Some late substitutions. Alino perhaps providing an extra spark of offense. They now have 3 forwards on the field in Wilson, Van Skalquick, and Alino. Nutmeg pass. Trying to let that one play by was number 12, Van Skalquick. Did not work out that time. It will be a Dartmouth throw, though, so they'll maintain possession in this area. Weisdorf thought about throwing it safely back to Christian Fed. He'll be a bit more aggressive, get it to Wilson. Wilson playing it in towards the middle, dangerous ball, but Columbia able to clear it out, and Ryan Wallace will get a chance here up the sideline, and great job by Sam Fenton to play that out. Not an easy play, especially considering if he hadn't been able to get to that one, Columbia would have been free, but knew he would get there and makes a great play on it. So now we're in the, not the waning moments, but the latter moments of the second half. Columbia still trying to get that first goal as a collision, and it's going to be a free kick, and Fenton does a push-up. He's ready to go. Takes the contact, falls down, does a push-up, and it'll be a Dartmouth free kick. So this one fired back into play. Weisdorf plays it forward. Wilson had the touch. Van Skalquick back to Weisdorf, able to keep it in play. It looked like it might have been going out. For the moment, it's Gonzalez and Falco, and I think that should be a Dartmouth throw, and it is. Gonzalez was trying to play it forward. He played it off of Falco, and that'll be a throw-in for the Big Green. They're going to look to reverse field to Scott. He'll play it back. Manin, and an ill-advised pass is intercepted by Franciosa. Trying to reverse fields to Ryan Wallace. Fenton once again reads it well, plays it forward. Weisdorf trying to get, probably would have liked some more distance on that one, as it's going to be Columbia possession now as they reset back to Gonzalez in that back line. Fires it across. And, ooh, Wilson. The other was able to get to that one. Gonzalez able to play it away. Falco kicks it to the sideline. David Wally trying to make a run, but it's intercepted away by Christian Fed. Weisdorf had a piece of that. There's a fight for the ball. Weisdorf trying to shield 2 different players, a collision, and that'll be a throw-in for Columbia. So Falco, once again, will get a chance to throw it in. This time he'll run it back safely to Gonzalez. Gonzalez plays it to the middle. Trying to find a gap in that back line, and ooh, they're gonna have an opportunity. Great slide tackle by Weisdorf, and he seemed a little frustrated as that one, Evan Kim was the first player in on that one. Kind of just a bunch of white jerseys all looking at each other, wondering, all right, well, which one of us is responsible there? Weisdorf able to come in and knock that away, but now a throw-in from a good spot here. Falco sends it in. Back towards the middle. Shot attempt is wide. Wilden Knight had a decent look, got a solid contact on that one, but it was never going towards the net. It was well wide. Another scary play, though. Take a look at the replay. Played in, Wilden Knight in a good position, just send it wide. As you could see, though, it would have tucked under that top crossbar had it been on target. Dangerous ball. So this one sent back in past midfield. George Altiers checks back in. Obviously, we saw him leave. He was a little shaken up. Glad to see him back in. Vince Gallquick will head to the sideline in that substitution, as this one will be played high, wide, and out of play for a Dartmouth throw. That one, Garrett Scott. And he'll fire this one in. Columbia gets the first touch. Manning will get the last one, playing this one back towards midfield and out of play for a Columbia throw near midfield. Oh, nice touch. James Wilson still going. Flashy. The freshman with the confidence. Wilson working up the sideline. One-on-one, and that time he'll lose it out of bounds. So a great move to free himself up and get open on that sideline, but then perhaps another skill move was underway and it was misplayed out. And oh, dangerous kick. Nearly caught a Columbia player in the head. Okay, looks like he's okay. It's David Wally. That one was Saklabon trying to make a play on it, and obviously you can't high kick like that when you got someone near you. So that would be a free kick for Columbia, although it looks like Dartmouth comes away with it. This one sent into a couple players. Columbia comes away with it. Time waning, though. So we saw Columbia have a couple opportunities. We saw Dartmouth have a couple opportunities. It seems like the offense has come alive in the second half, but we've seen no goals. Hopefully someone can break that soon. I mean, this crowd is dying for another goal. Obviously, a Dartmouth one, but a goal is a goal. This one played over the top. Pushing forward, trying to make a run on it was Jandelit, and this one will be out of play for a Columbia throw. So once again, a good position. Going to be quickly played by Wallace. Jandelit working against Fenton will work himself into a corner kick here for Columbia. Now, the last time they had one of these, they played it short, then looked to cross, and the cross was well wide behind the net. We'll see if they elect to do the same thing here. Now, it looks like Wallace will do the corner kick, and Wallace had a pretty fantastic cross. Oh, no, not Wallace. It's going to be Wilden Knight with the corner kick. Apologies. The Knight sends this one in, and it'll be headed away. I think Fenton was the white jersey that got that one. Be another corner kick. And tonight, gonna look to send this one back in. This one fired in. This time it's Manning getting the first touch for Dartmouth, and he'll play it out of play. No corner this time, it'll be a throw. Tonight fires it into Wallace. Wallace gonna try to work his way into a cross here. He'll lose it, and Wilson able to work with Saklabon to get that one away. Working up the sideline now is Fed, and no one was really there for that one, and it'll slowly roll out of play for a Columbia throw. So Dartmouth just surviving. That's exactly what they need to do. Collodi trying to work his teammates open. It's always fun when you see a goalkeeper get an assist on a pass like that. We haven't seen one today, though. Weisdorf able to play it by one. Got by Falco, isn't able to get by Gonzalez, but he'll earn a throw in for Dartmouth. As we will get another substitution. We'll see who it is. As it looks like James Wilson, who played some terrific minutes in this shift. He'll sub out, and we will see I believe that's Ben Jenkins, number 3. So the sophomore will come in for the first time today. So Ben Jenkins in for James Wilson, and it looks like Alino, who was kind of playing more back towards middle, he'll move back up to his normal position in the front alongside Alters. So Falco Said this a lot today. They've been working on this near side, which is nice for me. I can actually see what's going on. This one played over the top. Fenton once again shielding off. Columbia player and able to win back possession for Dartmouth. He's been terrific. They've been going at him, and he's been winning the battle every time. Falco able to play it by a slide in Weisdorf, and that pass from Wallace isn't going to fool Fenton, who gets it back. Fenton making a bit of a run here. Give and go. Working back to Ben Jenkins. Jenkins loses it, but Gonzalez came in for a slide tackle, so that'll be a throw-in for Dartmouth. As we get a whistle, no. There's a Dartmouth player up near midfield. I believe that's why the whistle came in. They thought it might have been a sub. It won't be. It'll be a throw. That one will be Louis Weisdorf. He'll send this one in. Alter's unable to get a piece of the ball, so Weisdorf will do it again. So it looks like, if my eyes don't deceive me, it's Van Skalquick up on the sideline next to head coach Ben Oshani. And it looks like he might be getting ready to check in. We'll keep an eye on that and let you know. That'll be a Columbia throw. And indeed, it does look like Van Skalquick will look to check in. Oh, that's not good. And Alino, oh no, off the side of his foot. Oh my goodness, a dangerous ball in the middle with goalie Michael Collodi completely out of position, and Alino trying to make a play, played it sideways. This is another play today where we've seen a guy with a good chance just unable to do something with it. We've seen a couple of those for Columbia and now one for Dartmouth. And Alino, the leading goal scorer for this Dartmouth team, not a typical mistake you see him make, as this one over the top and out of play. Would have been a great reception in American football, as Nick Jandelit was able to run under it and make the catch. It'll be a goal kick, though. So Alex Van Skalquick will be back in for number 23, George Alters. So obviously we saw Skalquick earlier after an injury, subbed out. Now he'll check back in, perhaps to close this one out with 8 minutes remaining. So it'll be Alino, Skalquick, and Jenkins on that front line, as this one headed forward by Fed. Played back to Falco and stolen away by Weisdorf. He'll play this one forward. Skalquick trying to make a play on it. He'll lose it. Gonzalez, the brick wall for this Columbia team, able to make a play on it. Wallace now. That one will go out, and Weisdorf holding that knee. We're going to get a whistle. It's going to be a stoppage, as the clock will stop at 8 minutes and 4 seconds. I'll take a look at Weisdorf. So Falco on this near side takes the opportunity to drink some water and get ready for the throw-in, as Weisdorf tries to work on that knee, adjusting his shin pads. So he's good. All right, so Weisdorf is up. He's good. He's running it off. And the clock will resume at 8 minutes and 4 seconds on the referee whistle. Or on the throw-in, rather. So this one's sent in by Falco. Clock resumes. 8 minutes left to play. Sent out a play by Jenkins. Another Falco throw-in. He's had a lot of these today. From about that position, too. Fires this one in. Wallace trying to play it up. Gee, mistimes that one. Opportunity for Columbia. Fired in. Bouncing ball. Save. A dive-in save. I'm not sure if that one would have gone in, but completely sure that it wouldn't go in was Kosi Chris Todulo, who was able to make a play on that one and play it out. So that'll be a corner. Sent in. Headed away. Sacklebon able to make the play that time. And we're going to try and work it up the sideline. It'll be a throw for Columbia. So another dangerous play. Disaster averted. This is the stressful time. With 7 minutes left, it's going to be stressful. We have a man down once again. And this time they'll call for a sub. I can't quite see who's down. Maybe I'll use the process of elimination. I think it's Weisdorf again. Down on the field. So we're going to get a substitution here. Someone's going to have to check in for him as the trainer runs out. So obviously Weisdorf went down earlier, a second ago. Around 8 minutes left. Now with less than a minute later, he's down again. He's going to get up under his own power, and he'll gingerly walk off the field with the trainer, as we're going to get a substitution here. And it looks like it's going to be 19. So for the first time today, Kate Kiesling will check back into the game. Kate Kiesling, the junior from Minnesota, comes in, and I mean, I'm not going to say there's a lot of great times to come in, but this is about as most stressful as you can get. One mistake and this game is tied. So Kate Kiesling back in some intense minutes. He'll have to come in and play 7 minutes to keep this a shutout. This one's sent in. Corner kick. It's going to be played out, and Alino able to capitalize that by sending it to the coaches of the Columbia team. Kevin Anderson, the head coach for this team, 14 seasons. Including some, played a couple years professionally, too, in the MLS. In fact, both the coaches for today's game have MLS experience. As we're going to get collision and played away. It's going to be Alino who had it, lost it. Hands are up on the Columbia sideline. They were hoping for a whistle. They have possession for the moment, though, playing it up. Great run, but taken away. Garrett Scott, the great defensive play, and he'll fire this one well away. To reflect back on those MLS teams these two teams have played for, as we've got a whistle, and it'll be thrown in from further back. Obviously, sometimes, you know, you see teams try to move up, get free field. That time, referees weren't having it. Played forward. Off the foot of Fed, headed forward by Alino, and Van Skalkwyk has it now. Nice little play to gain separation. He'll play this one forward towards Jenkins, but Jenkins didn't really see it until it was too late, so Falco comes away with it. Slide, and Jenkins knocks the ball out for a throw. Ben Jenkins, a sophomore from Newburyport, Massachusetts. Like I said, being from New Hampshire, it's always fun to see a New England kid in one of these games, and he's getting the opportunity here. Gonzalez, a great run to play this one forward, headed away. Ball's in the middle. The shot attempt is high. Alessandro Franciosa sprinting onto that one. Wasn't able to force a save. So another sub. Just as I say, I love seeing New England players. Ben Jenkins will check out for James Wilson, who I have to say was pretty terrific in his minutes earlier, so he'll get a chance to close this one out with 5 minutes left. So now you gotta play the game of, do you want to take some time? You know, Dartmouth, obviously, they have the advantage of the clock. Alino trying to make a play, headed away by Falco. Touch for Van Skalkwyk. He'll play this one forward. And that pass will be high by Kate Kiesling, who just checked in. Up the sideline and out of play for a Dartmouth throw. And like I said before, there is no incentive for Dartmouth to rush these throw-ins. It's going to be Trevor G. He'll fire this one over the top towards James Wilson. Alino trying to make a run on it. He'll put some pressure on as they reverse field to Falco. Falco has to know that this will be one of his last opportunities to make something happen tonight. He'll play this one forward aggressively. Finds his teammate. They'll work it back. Good opportunity here for Columbia. That one popped up in the air. It'll stay up in the air, and it'll be kicked away. Wilson, great header. And played forward. What? How often do you see the goalkeeper near midfield? That was Michael Collodi. He didn't quite make it to midfield, but that's about as close as you see a goalkeeper get. So, throw in for Columbia. They'll work it back towards the middle. Wallace working against two Dartmouth players. This one fired over the top, and it will not trouble goalkeeper Costi Chris Tudulo, who falls on it very dramatically. Perhaps to waste some more time. I mean, they always teach you, you know, when you're a goalie and there's under 5 minutes left and you're up, take your time. No reason to rush it. So if you make a save, just go down with it. Wilson trying to make a run here. Gonzalez gets it to Falco. 3.5 to play. Kim trying to play this one forward. Fenton will play it back the other way. So Collodi plays this one up to Falco once again. And they'll work it back to Gonzalez. And you got to think, it's fine to work it along the back line when there's plenty of time left. But under 3 minutes left, we're going to have to see Columbia play with some aggressiveness. And, you know, obviously you don't want players to force, but sometimes you have to force offense in these situations. Falco thinking about it, and he will cross this one in, headed away by Fed. Christian Fed the nice play, but Columbia gets it off the header, and they'll work it up the sideline. Muya working against Trevor G. He'll fire this one in and tapped away. Dangerous ball. Good play by Chris Todulo to play that one away, and this one will be cleared. Gonzalez working one-on-one against Wilson. Wilson putting a lot of pressure. Gonzalez having to retreat all the way back to near his own 18. He'll have to work it to the goalkeeper, and Columbia will play it up. 2 minutes left to play in this one. Columbia running out of time. 3 games this season for Columbia, 3 ties. Going to need some magic if they want that record to remain. Ooh, was that ankle breaker? I don't know. It'll be a throw-in. Jan Delete showing off the fancy footwork. As Falco will once again throw it in. First touch by Columbia and worked away. Sprinting onto it is Collodi, who will throw it in. The goalkeeper throw in. Hey! Well, a lot of fun goalkeeper moments in today's game. This one fired forward. Gonzalez playing way up. Gets the first touch. It's going to be back. And I think that Dartmouth can just fall on it, and they can. So once again, a good heads-up play by Chris Todulo to just fall on it and take as much time off the clock as possible as we near that 60-second mark. This one played deep. This is going to be a heartbreaker if Columbia can somehow get one home, but they are running out of time. Skullquick from the ground kicks that one out. And we're going to get a whistle and another stoppage. Like I said before, the clock does not continue on injuries, and Skullquick is down. So 55.6 seconds is what the clock sits at currently before we resume. We've seen multiple players leave for Dartmouth in this one. So I see George Alters up on the sideline. He will be the one most likely that will check in here if Wilson cannot continue, which would be, or Van Skullquick rather, which would be a shame because Skullquick's played a great game. Now, obviously in Premier League, the clock would be running and we'd have to worry about extra time, but in this case, the clock is stopped. So no advantage to Dartmouth here. So head coach Kevin Anderson will head over and talk to the officials. And I want to reflect back to something I said earlier. Both these coaches have MLS coaching experience. Kevin Anderson spent 5 years playing in the MLS for the Colorado Rapids and the Tampa Bay Mutiny, who are now defunct. But the Tampa Bay Mutiny, that's such a cool name. Why would you? The Mutiny is such a cool name. I don't know why they're defunct. I like that name. And then obviously Bo Oshani spent 10 years playing for the Columbus Crew and Kansas City Wizards, who are now renamed to Sporting KC. He actually won a championship with them in the year 2000. So 2 coaches, lots of professional soccer experience, and both of them will have a word with the referees as they discuss this, and we're going to get, what's the ruling? It's going to be Dartmouth ball, I think. And with only 55 seconds left, that's not good for the Lions. So it looks like Trevor G is on the sideline. He'll look to throw this one in. I'm actually genuinely confused. It might be a drop ball. So G will kick this one away. 55.6 to play. Keep an eye on your clock, folks. Once it expires, game's over. No extra time. Fired forward and out of bounds. So it will be a Columbia throw with the clock resuming. 50 seconds to play. They're going to have to sprint to get this one out quickly. They perhaps have time for one more opportunity. Played forward. And it looks like Van Skullquick has it. Still moving. Alino. David Alino making a run. Back to Alino on the sideline, and it's going to go out. Who's possession? Oh, no, he's still in. Alino works it back towards the middle, stolen away by Columbia. And it's going to go out for a corner for Dartmouth, and that probably does it. We'll see if they even elect to kick this one in. Kate Kiesling was able to earn that corner, coming in relief. And he'll just play it short. They'll hold it. Kicked up in the air, and by the time it hits the ground, this one will be over. Dartmouth takes this one 1-0. They move to even in conference play. 2 wins, 2 losses, while Columbia, undefeated no more. Their first loss of the season comes here today. This is huge for Dartmouth, a win here today.